All right, what's up with everyone? Welcome back to Grant Grover's Anthology. So, this is the part where I did get stuck on because I don't know if it was glitching out or whatever the case may be. It just happened. You know what I mean? I was really enjoying it too because if you look back at the last video, that was about like 32 minutes long, right? So, I don't even know how long each part of Grant's story will it be, but I'm enjoying it. I'm yapping a lot. I went back to check if if this gotten fixed, or like maybe if I had to like do a repair to the files or something like that. I'm not really too sure, but I'm just now checking back in. So let's get it. There were sorry. There were displays on the shelves showing the location of various parts and how many there were, as well as hardware in various stages of construction. Nothing particularly nothing particular useful to me. Sorry. What are you working on here? Niobe side. Commissions. Standard stuff. Holographic decoys. Memory injectors. High capacity storage devices. Work I can do with my eyes closed. It must be nice when something come along that really challenges you, huh? Are you trying to ask me if I'm proud of my work on the Bellbird? Because hell yeah I am. Okay. This was it. The schematics of the Bellbird device. Initial specifications from the client. Everything Niobe had for this job. The technical stuff didn't mean much to me, but it seemed to match up with what Niobe had told me about the Bellbird's design goal. The schematics didn't matter anyway. I just needed to know where this thing was. Okay. Look for a tracking device. Look at technical specifications. Look for documents about the client. Here we go. I scanned through pages and pages of documents detailing the deal Niobe had made with our client. Specifications, deposit amounts, changes to the software, it was all here. Everywhere I looked, though, it was just the client, no mention of the name. Eventually, I came across a folder titled IRL Scans, which contained scanned versions of paper documents unusual for somebody as connected as Niobe. So did you find the name of the client, those documents? I had. No, I didn't. Wait, what? Why would he say I had and then no, I didn't? I didn't dare say it out loud in the psychologist's office. Oh, I get it. Okay. Halfway through the files, there was a scribbled note with some requested changes, and it was written on letterhead I recognized. Sabine Hughes, psychotherapist. Oh shit. That's a shame. Let's continue. Yo, what? Oh, I mean, that's not like... Oh, God. Okay, so she's in some shit. Got it. Look for the tracking device. Niobe had said she had tracking devices in all her hardware, so I knew there must be a way to find it. I funneled my way through the interface until I found a screen that showed the current location and zoomed in as far as I could. Wow, the resolution of this tracking device is impressive, Niobe. Niobe sighed. Damn it. The Bellbird was pinging from a location a meter or so to my right, exactly where Niobe was tied up. She had it on her. I mean, we couldn't have searched the body first before anything. I tried to make more sense of the technical specifications of the Bellbird. I pulled up a 3D schematic and rotated it. It was a circular disc, a couple of centimeters tall, packed with tech I had no reference for. Pulse arrays, wireless handshake protocols, capacitance, accelerators. I was no engineer, that's for sure. I could tell it was a slick piece of technology, and Niobe had the eye of a product designer. Brushed metal and recessed buttons gave it the look of one of those old pre-aug music devices. Should I look at the other stuff, or should we let's do it just in case. One monitor shows schematics for some sort of intracranial augmentation that plugged directly into the brainstem. From what I knew of modern AUGs, most were just computers that learned your behaviors and projected images onto your retinas, sound directly into your eardrums, that sort of thing. This seems to go further than that. Interacting with the nerve system directly, I shuddered thinking about what sort of control it could have over those who used it. What's this you're building? I can't tell you that. I'm under enforced NDA. Enforced? It's nothing to do with the Bellbird. Enforced NDA, what's that? I have allware that tracks everything I say, write, or do. If I break the NDA, it reports to the client and I lose the job. Not to mention being exposed to a massive lawsuit. Yeah, you don't want that shit to happen. Sounds stressful. Niobe just shrugged. She shrugged it like, don't really matter to me. The glasses detected the augmentations in Niobe's body and gave me readouts of the publicly available information about her. Her age, 32, recent jobs, mindset engineer, recently fired, relationship status, single, and a bunch of other data points that were useless to me floated around her head. I couldn't believe people walked around like this every day. Yo, okay, so your basic information or just the basic things about you is known on the spot. So there's no point of asking questions. It's not like nothing at all. You just look at a person, that's it. Whoo, man, if the cyberpunk world was like real within like the next 20 to 30 years, hey man, I ain't gonna be alive to see it, I know that much. Niobe just glared silently at me. She wasn't going to give me anything, so I needed to find it myself. Can you just go now? I mean, untie me first, but I can't leave without the bellbird. I'm sorry, and I know you have it on you, but I told you it could be dangerous. Let's gain her trust. Niobe, I know, but if I don't return it to the client, I fail this job, and I just can't afford to do that. I'll talk to the client, I'll ask them how they'll modify the bellbird. If it looks like they're going to misuse it, I won't give it to them. I'll take that loss. But chances are they just want to use it like you said, right? They're probably going to hack in some corpo execs and blackmail them or something. I guess. This is what it was designed for after all. So that means there is a limitations for it, but how do you know if the person doesn't, have further knowledge than what Niobe built off of? Meaning they could just tweak something by an inch, and that shit is already dangerous. Yo, I'm already liking this story. I love it. Niobe looked resigned. Okay, fine. And you won't tell them it was me who stole it? You have my word. Niobe reaches into her jacket and took out a small, round, flat device. It looked just like it did in the schematic. I'm sorry for the whole stuttering and shit like that, y'all. Talking is just, yeah. The edges were black glass. One of the flat sides had an array of buttons set into the polished metal. It was a beautiful piece of engineering. Thank you, Niobe. Leave to meet the client. Leave her be for now. We're not gonna untie her? Glitter. Okay, leave to the client. I quickly untied Niobe and she stood back, rubbing her wrists. I've got to go. I'll let you know what happens. Be careful, Grant. I left to meet my client. Oh shit, aliens exist too? Robots. What the fuck is that right there? Interesting. I sent my client an update on Gumshoe. They quickly replied with the location to hand over the device. Old Fed Square in the middle of town, a busy public area. Fair enough. I guess they wanted the ability to be inconspicuous and get away quickly if necessary. I knew they were planning something illegal, but a job is a job. If some corporal types lose some money, it's no skin off my nose. That's facts. Yo, if if reality was what it is right now, and you just got people who just stealing money from big corpos and shit, give that shit right back into certain areas, why not? How did you feel about betraying Niobe like that? We betrayed her. What? We was capping? I don't do capping. I'm black. Sometimes you have to do hard things as part of the job. You have to be hard. What? No, you don't. You can be smart. Be hard? I'm good. I didn't have any other choice. Yes, the fuck you did. Yes, the fuck you did. You did have a choice. I'm soft every game. Let me stop. Let me stop. My mind is wandering, bro. I arrived at the location and sat down at the meeting point. As expected, the place was teeming with people going about their business. They stood around in various groups, chatting and laughing. It wasn't long before somebody sat next to me. Oh shit. I turned to face them, but their face was covered with a mask. I didn't recognize them. More of like a blurred state, but okay. I suspected the mask was emitting a jamming signal too. Yeah, I figured. Exactly. Blurred state. So any camera droids or visual augmentations would see a mess of static where their head should be. Mm-hmm. You have the bellbird. They were using a digital voice changer. It made them sound like a gravelly voice droid. I have it, but I need to ask you a few questions first. Ask them who you are. Who are you? Their chest heaved a little and a strange grating sound came out of their mouth. I realized it was the voice changer trying to filter their laugh. Okay. There's no good reason for you to know that. Let's just call me a friend of people like yourself. Okay, so you're around the same space as us. Interesting. Private eyes? No. In fact, you are fairly unique in your field, Mr. Grover. Most PIs shove as much tech into their heads as they can to get an advantage on the apps. But you are clean, untainted. Be serious, make a joke. You're talking about my lack of augments. That's not a specific choice I made. My body rejects them. That may be true, but you see the unfiltered world all the same. Like me. Okay. What are you planning to do with it? I'm going to send a message, Grant. A message to the world. What sort of message? The people need to know they have been forced to consume a false narrative. A reality that is controlled by the corporation and those who lived at the top. That sounds similar right now, don't you guys think? Don't that kind of, click in your brain? Like, hold on. With all the yapping that people do on the internet and shit, isn't that what's happening right now? Oh, but my fault. Some, specified people won't admit to it. Damn, couldn't be me. They have willingly taken the enemy into their own bodies, into their own mind, and given away their power of free will and thought. I plan to show the world the dangers of continuing down this path. Tell them about the possible danger. Try to hide the possible danger from them. Oh shit, what makes more sense? I plan to show the world the dangers of continuing down this path. They have willingly taken the enemy into their own bodies, into their minds, and given away their power of free will and thought. Is he basically saying there's going to be some form of uprising, but it's only between the corporations because they'll have as much control as possible, knowing that they're the one who's giving these type of augments to consumers, and yet these consumers could be laid out in an instant and be controlled and will not have the free will because for some odd reason old white men in the suit are just greedy as hell and never understand their own consequences and the forceful thinking that they have against other people because they're so laid out to be fucking stupid. Let's talk about the possible danger. I've been told that you might have removed some safeguards, turned this into a weapon rather than a tool. Oh, yes. That was a happy little accident I found while making the device work more to my taste. So he did, so I was right. But he said it was an accident. So that means something that Niobe had done gave him a chance to edit certain things. Got it. My original plan was to bore my message into the brains of my targets, ready to infiltrate their thoughts and spread from the ground up. But with the power source on this device and the ability to break into so many augs at once, I can send a much stronger message. That's exactly why I can't give it to you. You know I can mark this job failed if you don't, right? A 1-star gumshoe review will keep you on dirty jobs for years to come before you pull yourself back out again. I know, but I can't let you use it. Stealing data from corpo folks is one thing, but hurting them is... Wait, pause, bro. Pause. Is there any form of repercussions when you're talking about hurting the big corpos that don't give a fuck about you? That doesn't make any sense. I can understand based off of a revolution coming in. That's a different story, right? But here's the thing, we don't know how much control these corpos are gonna have after when he sends this message. We don't know how far they'll take it. You can have the idea of it, but that doesn't mean they'll succeed. But at the same time, that also means we won't succeed. Oh, Grant, what makes you think I'm using it to filter for corpo executives? What makes you think I've turned the filter on at all? What? No, my message will go out to everybody with an augmentation in their head and a 5-block radius. How small is this city? What? 5 block radius? How small is this city for you to just say 5 block radius? And at full power, it will burn the circuitry right out of their brains. This nigga want to cause a massacre. Okay. I gasp. They were a bigger threat than I realized. I don't even need you to hand it over. I just needed it to be in range of this. And we fucked up. The client pulled a small remote device from their pocket and pushed a button. No! The bellbird in my pocket suddenly felt very hot. I pulled it out to see it lit along the entire rim, a thin whining sound emitting from it as it grew brighter. Are we actually going to see animation? Oh, you hear it. All of a sudden, the whining cut out, and a single bright pulse emitted from the device before it fell dark. I looked around the crowd. I look around the crowded square as every person dropped to the floor, sparks fizzing from their ears. The only 2 people left alive were the client and me. You see, Grant, you are untainted, clean, and so you have not been forsaken. What have you done? What have I done? We sent a message, Grant, you and I. Bitch, don't include me into your massacre. I'm an old white man that doesn't even have AUGs in the first place. I've been chilling. I've been grinding. And yet you telling me some fool with a blurry ass mask is coming in and ruining my life? The citizens will think twice before letting the enemy into their minds again, and those elsewhere in the city will see this and desperately remove the traces of tech from their bodies. I was doing so good earlier today. How the hell can I not read now? The next thing I remember is waking up at home. I must have walked home in a daze. The job was marked complete and paid out by Gumshoe, but details were already fading at that point. I take off the headset. And you never saw the face of your client, this terrorist? No, I never saw their face. Okay, so this is the tricky part. So her name popped up in his memories, right? Oh, yeah, her name. I'm not revealing it though. Let's keep it quiet. It doesn't seem smart to tell Sabine that I know her secret. Can we finish the session now? I'm feeling pretty beat. You sure you don't want to run through one more time? I'm certain there's more in that head of yours we're not reaching. Shit, she may be on to something. She gives an almost manic smile. I reconfirm the choice to keep what I know quiet. Sabine is clearly unhinged. I'm not sure why she hasn't just killed me. Perhaps in some misguided camaraderie between those without augmentations? No, let's call it a night. Same time tomorrow? She relaxes a little, perhaps realizing she still has a chance to find out what I know. Sure, I'll see you then. I walked out the door. Once I'm outside, I send a message to the authorities. I watch from outside her building as they arrive, and soon they are removing her in cuffs. I hide behind a lamppost as they come out to ensure she doesn't see me. She's calm and quiet as they take her, and as I catch a glimpse of her being dragged away, I see that she is smiling. Play it safe. You did not confront Sabine directly. Ben Slinger and Trevor Scott. Special thanks to Aubrey Jones for their feedback on advice and story dialogue. Oh, okay. Cool. So the very first part of Grant's story is pretty fucking amazing, right? Like I really did wanted to finish this game in one go, or at least this part in one go, but it had glitched out for me, right? So I'm just kind of like just buying my time in and just to see what was gonna happen. But you guys truly do have something here, right? I just hope the game comes out free, and if it doesn't come out free, maybe like 15-20 bucks maybe. The only thing I would say I probably want to see is like more form of animations happening, you know what I mean? Like when it's coming into dialogue, you know, making it more believable. I think that's something that could be worked on before this game is released. I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be like crazy hand gestures or something like that, but like just in the form where it's not like in the repeatable sequence or loop. Um, and oof, it does seem like this game is going to be where choices do matter. So maybe go into a little bit more depth with it. I'm not really too sure, but I did like this very first part. I can't wait to actually play more of this since we got 2 more parts left with Grant. But hope you guys enjoyed. Finally get to finish off part 1 of this little demo, and the fact that they even added more parts into the or at least mini series, what you want to call it, into the game is kind of insane. So I will check you all later. Peace. You already know what buttons to click if you want to stick around, because I'm that this type of dude where I say a whole bunch of shit, and we out.